Good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you might be doing. We wish to welcome you to the Silverlight Show. The Silverlight shines to illuminate that which lies hidden in darkness. For those of you tuning in today, we welcome you in. Ah, good old NIMBYs. Not in my backyard people. I don't know about you, but they're hard at work over here. First of all, the police set up one of those free injection sites, and I'll be honest, if I threw a ball hard enough from here, I could probably hit somebody using their whatever. But it's also next to a police station. I'm kind of laughing because what kind of druggie is going to trust the police to use right beside their headquarters? It's not the actual police headquarters, but it's a sub headquarters. So it's a real, how do you want to call it? Trust situation. The cops are not just going to sit there and bust them later. So far it looks like no arrests, but a lot of people are saying, oh no, there's children in the neighborhood. There's not. There's a retirement home nearby, and there's a mall nearby. The druggies would have to pass over a 4-lane highway and, yeah, jump over some fences that, let's just say, are not inviting, especially when there's nice paths and a nice park that they could walk along. So what do you think they're going to choose? They're going to choose to walk the path, more than likely. That's the logical thing. And it's been open 6 months, a year, something like that. And so far, no incidents that we're aware of. So, the whole not in my backyard, it's just easier for me to tell any kids, stay away from the back of the police station. We also have an incinerator. And it was established in the 1980s with the late 80s, early 90s. And they put the best environmental controls they had on it at the time. And I'm going to be honest with you, it does not operate 24 hours a day. It does, but at the same token, it's not at maximum capacity. And like anything, you want to be running at maximum capacity. So they've announced they're going to dump some of the excess garbage into it. Because that was kind of its job, was to burn garbage. Some of the recycling that's excess, they're going to put it in there. And people are howling, oh, think of the children, think of everything. Well, you know what? I live pretty damn close to that incinerator. It wasn't a stone's throw away or anything like that, but at the same token, there's days you can smell it. And I can tell you, I have a lot of friends from that area. We all grew up, we were all inhaling whatever was left over after it got through the scrubbers. Virtually none of us have breathing problems. Well, let me qualify that. Childhood breathing problems like asthma and stuff like that. I had asthma, but it developed in my late 30s. And the only other people with breathing problems, they were the smokers. So, yeah, it's probably not the plant. It's probably related to what they were directly inhaling. But people are going, oh, it's going to make us look like Flint, Michigan. No. And that recycling, most of the recycling doesn't go anywhere anyways. It costs a lot to make stuff out of recycling. Paper, for example. People feel good when they go out and buy recycled paper, made from all that paper. It's actually very energy intensive and chemically intensive. Say you print your resume on standard A4 paper. But you don't need it because you found a fantastic new job. So you put it in the recycling bin. That recycling bin goes to the plant where they sort out paper, plastic, all that sort of stuff. And not a lot of paper, cardboard, all that stuff, not a lot of it gets recycled. A lot of it gets put in landfill. And the stuff that does get recycled is basically there because of government grants. Because the government wants people to recycle, but after 30 years of recycling, they still haven't developed a market for this recycled stuff, except on occasion. I can't even remember what the last time is I went into a store and found recycled toilet paper. Paper recycled from anything. And this is not a fault of the government or industry. This is absolutely the fault of the consumer. Remember, the customer is always right. Well, this is true. The customer doesn't want recycled paper, whether it's toilet paper, whatever the heck it is. The customer is saying, no, we don't want it. And I'm not sure why. Um, Personally, I like to buy bulk packages, and the recycled packages are always, there's like 6, 8 rolls in there for $2, but I can usually find a better deal. And I'll just stick with the toilet paper analogy. Hey, you're gonna need a fair amount over your next couple of weeks, over your next couple of months, over your lifetime, whatever it's gonna be. So if you can save a couple cents there and not wind up with one ply tissue, then you're doing pretty good. That's as delicate as I'm going to put it. So then we also have the problem we've been promised for all these years of a paperless office. We are getting there. It's a slow but steady process. I mean, I ordered beer today. Why? Because I wanted it. But my buddy and I were joking on the weekend. Remember those old Visa machines where you had to put the card under, you had to put the paper over top and run it back and forth, and it would put an impression onto the carbons? So, yeah, we've definitely gone paperless there. There's some things you can't do paperless. The only one that comes to mind at the moment is filing a motion in court, and that's because it has to be circulated and documented, etc., etc. If you order a burger, most places are going back to, you know, what do you call it, that brown paper wrap. McDonald's has those, cardboard containers, and you know what? I like them better than the old plastic containers, and I'm showing my age there. How long has it been since I had one of those plastic containers? I'm old enough that when I was 16, I was serving McDLTs at Raunchy Ron's. And that was so much, I don't blame them for getting rid of that product. There was so much plastic compared to burger, it was just disgusting, the waste. They could bring it back. They've just chosen not to, and I don't know why. And I don't have access to their boards. So, in my opinion, I don't really like the quarter pounder range. So, but that was the station I wound up working the most often is quarter pounders and McDLTs. Don't know why they liked me there. I could do the job. The Big Mac grill was constantly going because both the hamburgers and the Big Macs were coming out. So that's a high pressure grill. Whereas where I was, it was easy to keep the stock up and be able to meet whatever the chief, I can't remember the head of the house, called back. So I could go mop, I could go do other things. I wasn't stuck there over a hot grill all the time. Whereas, yeah, everybody else was pretty much stuck at their station. But the amount of plastic that I had there would just shock most people. So we are making progress towards a paperless and environmentally nice society. We still have a long way to go, but this burner is never going to go away. Disturbing little fact. If you're in the local area and your pet decides it wants to go to the Rainbow Bridge, and you decide to dispose of said pet into the garbage or recycling. By the way, they can't recycle your pet, but it goes in the incinerator. And since our incinerator doesn't run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and the incinerator does break down, I happen to know a technician there, and he has told me while he's desensitized to it, the first couple times you go in to clean a flue or something like that, and you find, Fluffy looking back at you like a Stephen King novel, it's not very fun. And it still isn't very fun to this day. But people keep doing what they're going to do. So, yeah, there are proper ways to dispose of your pet. Please take advantage of them. And not in my backyard. I don't really want to put Pet Cemetery in your backyard. I read that book. It was better before the movie ruined it because he amended the movie. Or sorry, he amended the ending of the book to match the movie. I'm like, no, it was such a good ending before. But I'm going way off track there. Still sick. Mine's still wandering. With that, we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Silverlight Show. If you did, please click like, share, because sharing is caring. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And click the bell or hold the subscribe button down if you want to get notifications every time we publish something new. We hope you have a fantastic day.